Welcome back to the CEDH 20K at the Steel City Spectacular. Our main event is going on to round 2, and we are going to have our pairings up as well as the decks very soon. We are currently waiting on our pods to be put together, and then we are going to be pulling our feature match over. So far today, we've seen a Godo win off of a double-casted Molten Duplication, which was incredible, using the mono red flip land from Modern Horizons 3 to get it back after being able to land a Treasonous Ogre on turn 3. It fought through two insanely ahead Rogthras tables or players. The Rogthras players were very ahead. We're gonna grab table number 9. And we're going to put their names up here. We're going to update our names and deck lists so you know who you are watching. In seat 1, we have Aaron Greiner.
Feature match for the main event.
In seat 2, we have Brandon Hunt.
Robert Ellis, and Kevin.
And Jerome Ellis in seat 3. And Kevin.
We'll have those.
Yep. And deck lists are submitted, and we're going to be getting them up very soon. Aaron is on Lumra, baby. We're going to get a Lumra on the camera. Love that. Brandon Hunt in our seat 2 is playing. And then, for those of you who did not hear earlier, we have the Frenzy at the Falls coming in 2025. So there is another chance to come to one of these events if you missed out on it. Our second is a Rogthras who is on Tezzeret. Look at that. Wow.
So we'll be seeing some very interesting.
Yeah, Rogthras. I love to see Tezzeret cool craft, and we got to see it all day yesterday at the Legacy event.
It did some work.
Yeah, and then we have, is that Jerome Ellis?
Jerome Ellis. Selvala, Heart of the Wild.
We have a Selvala. Oh, I'm going to be able to say so much about this deck.
Dude, it main decks Garrett Primal Hunter.
Yeah, it does.
What?
And then we've got, and it was Jerome, you said?
Yeah, Jerome Ellis.
Jerome Ellis.
Heart of the Wild. In our seat number 4, Kevin, is on Chatterfang Squirrel General.
We have a Chatterfang?
We have a Chatterfang. And do remember, all of these players are 1-0, meaning each of them did win their previous game. So we had a
Wait,
win.
hold on. Bro, we have 3 mono green.
We have 3 mono green.
What?
Chatterfang is
yeah. Sorry,
black.
I got excited. Yeah, we have a
Lumra
Golgari.
is mono green. Selvala is mono green. But then Chatterfang is green black. And then obviously Rogthras is Rogthras. That's on team.
Oh my gosh, we have 4 green in one pod.
We only have 1 blue player with Rogthras, and
It's gonna be over so quick.
this is going to be very interesting because I don't think there's going to be a ton of interaction.
Oh boy,
Wow.
this is wild. They're all 1-0.
And they're all 1-0. Our last match, if you were watching, was only about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
With an 80-minute timer on the game. Is this going to be an even faster game? Will we have a round 2 that's like 20 minutes?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 2 mono green decks, a Golgari deck, and then Teamer. What a table.
This is quite insane.
Yeah, we're going to be posting this to the subreddit real quick so that way they know we are live with round 2. Our players are getting set up currently. It looks like we had a player that also had an improper proxy. I'd love to talk about this real quick. At the moment, we have proxies that are fully allowed. Obviously, this entire tournament is proxy friendly, but the biggest thing about the proxies is we want to make sure they are the same consistency as the other cards. So we do have standards when it comes to the proxies, and if we do have a proxy hit the table that is unfamiliar art and or it is a sketch, we're going to have the judges let us know what it is so that we can do this. For those of you watching, and maybe you have not watched a live CEDH event, do understand that we are not going to have the perfect information that a recording of a CEDH game does have, but that being said, I am DefCat, and this is my co-caster Zeb. We are from Playing with Power. We are excited to be bringing you this event and all future events for these. We are hoping that we can actually break the record of today, which is 513 players. 513 after drops. We had about 520 going into it. This is the biggest CEDH event ever held by far and large. Nothing even touches this, and we are looking to break that record again at Niagara Falls. Altered Commandra is the Lumra, by the way. So that is the altar that we are seeing in seat 1.
You can see it's a bear.
It's a bear.
It's a bear.
Oh, I want a beluga bear.
Oh,
I want a beluga Lumra. Beluga Lumra. We have probably seen at this point, I'm gonna guess this is the least blue we're gonna see at a pod all day. But they're all 1-0, which is incredible. I mean, hats off
somehow.
They did. I mean, what won last game? The only non-blue deck at the table. We saw a Godo push through 2 Rog Thrasses that had Cradle, and the other one had double Cradle and an Earthcraft, and still fought through it. Was amazing. Was absolutely amazing. Our other things to announce, obviously, there are a lot of vendors here that are providing these cards to these players. They are amazing. You can find all of them at the bottom of your screen, as well as any of the other vendors that have supplied things for this. As you can see in between us here, we do have our trophy, which is massive. It's a giant Dark Souls level statue holding up the sword for the Steel City Spectacular, the Excalibur. Yes, yeah, it's perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. Today is 6 rounds. Tomorrow is 2 rounds of Swiss, and then cut to top 16 and top 8. We are currently resolving mulligans for our players, and it looks like our Rog Thras was able to keep a 7 they enjoyed, which, woof, for this table is scary. There's not a lot these mono green decks are going to be able to do to turbo out faster than a Rog Thras. We are looking towards the ability for Chatterfang to most likely be what's controlling this game the most due to the ability to kill things.
Yeah. And again, we've got all 4 heavily creature-centric decks that have certain amount of combos that are highly reliant on very specific pieces, a lot of which are kind of small.
Yes.
You know, so that Chatterfang is going to be doing some work.
Yeah, Chatterfang is going to be able to do the most controlling at this table. I mean, for the most part, instantly take out a Rog. I doubt we're going to see Roger live to tell the tale, especially if we get to a turn 2. And it looks like we are mulliganing. We are going down to second 7 for most players here, not uncommon. We are running life totals in the center of the table. If we can have the judges remind the players that we do need to have a digital life total in the center. And then throughout the game, as you know, we are going to be able to pop on over and see our individual players and get a close look at it. So if there are any questions about cards, we will be asking judges as well as zooming in to make sure we have a proper understanding of what's going on the field. And we will always be able to contact the judges for clarification if anything is different.
Is my audio all right, everybody? I'm getting someone saying that really hard to hear.
You probably need to move that up. Let's mute for a second. Hopefully, we have now made the audio a little bit better.
Does that sound better?
I'm going to up our gain as well. Thank you guys for doing this. This is obviously all being done live. Live things will happen.
Hiccups happen.
Hiccups happen. Live things do happen. We are still resolving mulligans here in round 2 of the Steel City Spectacular. We have a digital life total. A fellow flip phone enjoyer, I see.
Yeah, that big old screen.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I'm excited to see what happens. This is going to be wild. And for without a shadow of a doubt, there are going to be cards you and I have never heard of hitting this table.
Oh, I am excited.
Yeah.
This is going to be so fun.
I do have at least the experience. I'm still the rank 1 major tournament Yisan player, so I know the weird green cards, but I don't play Lumra.
No, I have played against Lumra
Yeah.
multiple times now, so I kind of know what they're going for. Their graveyard is going to be extremely important, obviously. Everyone else at the table is going to be wanting to interact with that as much as possible, usually trying to do so when Lumra's ability goes on the stack. It is so difficult trying to stop Lumra from going off, and there's not a lot of white or black at the table, obviously.
No, there's
meaning
not.
Graveyard removal, unless it's a colorless artifact, of which there are.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher. Yeah, I completely agree. We will be resolving any audio issues in between rounds, so if we do have a bit imbalance in the volumes, that will be fixed going forward. Thank you guys for sticking with us while we continue to do this. And it looks like mulligans are taking us a bit, which makes sense in this pod, because I bet everyone's looking for the Lambo. Everyone's looking for the fast mana.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what the heck to do against each other, and it might, like you just said, it might just be who can go first. That's it.
Yeah, and with Lumra in seat 1, I doubt we're going to see Lumra actually turbo out. It's unless we see a fancy shenanigan like a Concordant Crossroads.
Perhaps.
That's about it.
I don't even know if the Lumra player would like to do something like Concordant, because Selvala is there as well, right?
We will most likely see stacks pieces such as Root Maze.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt we'll see a choke, but that would be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah, so choke would stop any islands from untapping.
Yes,
Yeah.
Which would be not great for Rogthras, but like that only really affects their one island and then their Trop Isle.
Yeah, there's a really niche scenario where they're actually packing land copies, and we see multiple cradles, which would be very funny. But
like Vesuva or something like that?
Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. But the only deck that would run it... Oh, wait. No. Lumra does run land copies.
I was going to say, Lumra does.
We may see...
Thespian Stage.
Yeah. Is it target copy, or is it copy target, or is it only one of your own? I think it's one of your own.
Vesuva?
Yeah.
I'm fairly
it's any land?
it's any land.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, then we may see someone else clone each other's cradles here, which is bound to happen.
Yeah. It is indeed any land in play. Yes, it is just a clone.
Wow.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And on top of that, with mono green 2 at the table, we're not really interested in seeing something that would stop interaction because they both need it for one another. So I'm worried that the Thrasios player may in fact be given a little bit more leeway due to the fact that everyone needs them.
Yeah, well, like we were mentioning before, interaction is kind of going to be king in this game, and the only one that really has good spot removal, good counter magic is obviously the Rogthras, because they have access to those colors. So we can expect some deals to get made. We can expect players to try to politic a whole bunch, especially with the Rogthras player. But we also might see them gang up on the Rogthras player if they get ahead, because they've got the ability to interact.
I'm very excited to see what the dichotomy of this pod is. There's so many ways this could go, because I feel like we've just thrown out any of the regular politics that would be made due to the texture.
Luris or Lumra wins because there's no interaction, huh? Well, like we were just saying, Rogthras has interaction, and they might be heavily mulliganing into it, because anything that can remove creatures right now is king. And if you can just, literally, like, every Lumra game that I've played that we've been able to stop the Lumra, it comes from just spot removing that Lumra every time it comes down until it costs 20 for them to cast, and they finally can't get it out anymore. And then the rest of the table actually gets to play the game.
Not only that, we're most likely going to see stacks pieces coming down from Selvala, possibly even Kevin on Chatterfang, but we have removal on a commander in this game, which there's going to be a lot of creature mana, and every single one of these decks is on Cradle. Lumra being in seat 1 honestly may just draw out the bullet there's probably only going to be one bullet at the table to hit something. And if anything, Rogthras being in second, there's a high chance Lumra just gets blasted into nothing, and then Rogthras gets to go out the next turn.
Yeah, a lot of Lumra decks want Lumra out immediately. There's so many turn 1 Lumras out there. But this might be a pod where Aaron goes, maybe I try to just set up instead.
Yeah.
Right? Just let someone else take the heat.
This is a try to go second pod.
Shatterfang by turn 3 guarantee. I mean, Shatterfang or
Yeah.
Selvala, they both have like really high octane combo that can just activate on the turn that they're played. So possibly, I mean, obviously, like Rogthras is a very good combo deck that has interaction, has all kinds of stuff. So here we go.
We already have 2 Sagas down into a Roger from Brandon. 2 Sagas. And we have Kevin on a mold of 4, by the way. We're going to see a Elves out from Sobala.
Welcome to round 2. You have 15 minutes.
Looks like that is our pass. That looks like, let's get a better look here. An emergence zone with white border.
Man, a lot of colorless going around here for monocolored decks.
Absolutely, yeah. Is that a buried ruin?
Ooh.
Oh, into the scrap work. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, like we were mentioning, looks like Lumra is just kind of like, I'm going to just like hope that someone else draws the heat out first.
And we do have the Mana Vault there in the top corner. We are talking about this. That looks like an Earthcraft from Rogthras.
Yep, that's a perennial Rogthras play.
Yep,
Earthcraft.
There it is. Back over to Jerome Ellis. Not untapping with a ton of mana, just 2.
Yeah.
There's the Cradle.
Just Cradle in hand. Nice. All right. But I think that's the best that Jerome can do right now is just get Selvala out.
Yeah.
Which is rough. Because we've got Brandon on Rogthras looking like he's in a decent position to try to do some crazy stuff on his turn, and there's a lot of mana chilling out on Aaron's side.
Gosh, land go from Kevin.
Did everyone just like keep interaction? Do we have just like Besagus and like whatever the heck we can possibly have to interact here?
Yep.
Yeah, Rip the Glare. That is unfortunately these overhead lights that are not on us. It's on the events lighting that we have here.
Yes.
We are already planning on anti-glare countermeasures for the next event that we'll be hosting to make sure that doesn't happen again.
At the next future event at the tournament in at Niagara Falls, we are going to be having a separate room is what we have now planned for, so that way this doesn't happen. But yeah, we are in a tournament hall instead of an actual CEDH event area to where we would have control over that. But we are looking right now for what we're getting off of the Urza Saga hitting Chapter 3, which, by the way, the fact that we hit a Chapter 3 on anyone's Urza Saga.
I know. This
Crazy.
is crazy. A lot of people I've been talking to in between round 1 and 2 were talking about how, like, we're never hitting turn 3, things are going crazy. We're on turn 3 in the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
So that's telling you, like, what these players are afraid of interaction and are just setting up as hard as they can.
Yeah.
We're going to see some crazy, like, just, like, balls to the wall plays here in the next couple turns because they are just, like, getting themselves so much mana as quickly as possible.
That's an LED.
And there's an LED. Okay, so here it is.
This could be the Lumra hit.
This is 100%. So Aaron is going to, no, in not Zuran Orb, it's going to get the LED. So he's going to crack, go get Lumra out, because obviously good lands in hand.
Get Saga back.
Get Saga back, drop Lumra, get a ton of lands. Either he's going to find some way to untap them or just let it pass for the next round.
Yep.
And be like, I'm already set up for Lumra. This is what's going to happen.
That's beautiful. The Chatterfang player is speaking a lot, it seems, and probably wishing they had interaction for this.
Lotus Cobra? Yes.
Yep. Let's zoom in. That Lotus Cobra.
Oh, jeez. And a finale? Okay, so, that's in the graveyard. Finale in the graveyard. But Lotus Cobra, now into Lumra means Aaron is going to have quite a bit of mana.
Absolutely.
After this resolves, right?
Yeah.
Is that a City of Traders in the bin? So there's going to be, I do believe if another land enters, City does not get sacrificed if it enters at the same time as them. I don't believe.
We can sequence it no matter what.
Yeah. But only 2 lands off of Lumra, it seems. Saga and City. They enter. Needs a land sack outlet. Yeah.
And it looks like we may be passing.
Lumra will get there. Non-deterministic storm.
Yep.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, that's Lumra in a nutshell for you. I think I've seen a Lumra player sack and replay Lumra 10 times.
Yeah. And we had Buried Ruin.
Non-deterministically, like.
Yeah, we had Buried Ruin already shown. So.
Yes. Yeah. It's crazy how far they can go.
And there it is. There's the pass.
Wow. I mean, a great setup turn.
Yep.
Hopefully, I mean, no cards in hand at this point for Aaron.
Yep.
So everything's revealed on that side.
Yep. I'm wondering what Kevin has on this Chatterfang because he mulled the 4. And
Right.
I honestly was expecting to see a hate bearer, such as a Dothy or maybe a opposition agent. I'm shocked we did not see that.
No. Oh, man, Dothy would be so fantastic right now in order to stop that Lumra.
Yeah.
Then
again, do you really want to keep that kind of stuff in seat 4? You're already in such a desperate position.
It's very desperate. It is true.
Oh, that's a map. We do have a map for Brandon. Whoops. For Brandon. That map is going to go get that cradle.
Yep. Waiting on confirmation on that.
Yep. This is all about the cradle.
The steel on the playmats lining up. Yeah, when we saw that it was able to do that, we were like, we got to get these playmats as close as possible so that it's perfect. It's pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
They look amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool playmats.
They look great. Yeah.
All right. I don't believe the map has actually been cracked though.
Oh, no, map.
There's the crack.
The map's cracked.
Okay. All right, I take that back. Literally as I was saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly there is convention lighting causing glare for seat 2, and that is something we are unable to fix due to being in a convention hall. Where we currently are was the best thing we could do. We were able to get 3 players with no glare. That's all we were able to achieve.
We will have much more control over the lighting and such like that in future events. Though,
yes,
for
yeah.
Sure.
Looks like Luna is looking through their graveyard, probably thinking about the next turn. And it's just going to be a Thrasios, Passios, it looks like, with the cradle up.
Interesting. Yeah, everyone's just a little bit scared to do anything at the moment.
Yep. Quarry top deck would be huge. Yep.
Oh. Nuts. Absolute nuts. So, Jerome is, I think, still waiting on their turn to start.
Yes, yeah. We just resolved cuts.
Okay, there we go. There's the untap. So, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana accessible at the moment.
Correct, yep.
Gotta hope for some big stuff here. So there's Emergent Zone.
Yeah. It's actually 6 with the activation of Zavala.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, because she herself is the largest creature.
Correct. Yep.
I was counting the elf for some reason. All right, so...
Oh! It hits the floor!
Oh, dude!
Oh my god, with the Emergent Zone out.
That is a Phyrexian Dreadnought, which if you don't know is a 12/12 for 1 mana. So it has to sacrifice, you have to sacrifice 12 power when it hits the board or it sacrifices itself. He's going to sacrifice it to itself.
Yes.
But before it dies, he can activate the Selvala, get 12 mana, because 12 power is the largest creature on his board. crazy. Also does get to draw a card off of Selvala.
Correct.
Because that's a large creature.
Into the Scrib Ranger, being able to put a forest back into your hand to
That's
untap a creature. Oh my goodness.
This is the greenest pod we've ever seen. This is a green pod.
Oh yeah, baby.
This is big green happening right
Wow.
here. Holy crud. That has to feel so good. in a pod that has barely any counter magic, any way to interact. It's just like, I'm just gonna blar.
Oh, what do we got
grief.
here? What is that a Sithis whiteboarder? No, that's not. We have another elf being put down.
It's that Elvish it's the Elf Scout you put a land from hand.
Correct.
I think? Yeah.
We're deciding on what land goes down, it looks like, and or it's a different card. Hard to tell with these mono green decks. They play so many new cards, and with 29,000 legal cards in Commander, hard to know all of them.
Crazy.
We're going to see what the table is chatting about here.
How much mana does Jerome still have right now? Like,
oh, the greater good coming down.
That's not greater good. That is.
Sorry.
Wild Speaker.
Yeah.
It's the draw cards equal to the highest power of something, or your non-humans get +2/+2.
Yep.
So, was that the draw then?
Most likely was the draw.
Draw mode.
Legolas's quick reflexes.
Quick reflexes. Gosh, that is such a great card for Selvala.
Yep.
For Marwyn and Selvala, phenomenal card.
So it gives hexproof, it untaps the creature, and then whenever the creature becomes tapped, it deals damage of equal to its power to any other creature on board anytime it comes tapped for the rest of the turn.
For the rest of the turn. Yeah, and on Selvala, obviously that just means, like, what is your best creature? I'm just getting rid of that. Get that out of here. Yeah, a lot of weird cards come out. Because, yes, you don't have access to the other colors, but, like, there's just...
Lumra got hit with that was not the play.
Really?
That they're going to get to re-ETB Lumra now.
That's you're not supposed to hit the Lumra. You want the Lumra to stay on the field.
No, that is not good.
They needed to have hit the Rog, I think. Or not the Rog, the Thrasios, perhaps.
Yes.
In that situation.
Being able to replay Lumra is massive.
We'll see, though. They might have something up their sleeve, but
they were hellbent.
Honestly, maybe the Lotus Cobra actually might have been one of the better hits.
It was the Lotus Cobra. Absolutely.
We'll see, though. We're not in the players' minds, so Jerome might have had something, might have something up their sleeve, but we don't know yet.
There is nothing up Lumra's sleeve, as they have no sleeves, as they are hellbent.
As they are hellbent.
So,
I mean, it could just be like kicking the Lumra while they're down to keep them off.
Yeah.
We're not sure. We'll keep watching and we'll find out.
Oh, we can be biased. Oh my gosh.
We can be biased until we get blown out for our commentary because there was something crazy going on behind the scenes there.
I would rather be surprised than just be like, oh, that makes sense.
Sure.
That's
fair.
What do we have here? Is that a Bowmaster? Let's check. Ooh, it looks like a Bowmaster.
That is indeed a Bowmaster.
Ooh,
okay.
Good keep.
So what was the target there? The Scrib?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna come back here. Yeah, it was the Scrib Ranger. Good target.
Good target. Yep.
Surprised they didn't use the Scrib Ranger.
Because they still have floating mana.
Sure. They don't want the land in hand. It makes sense.
Yeah. There's any number of reasons.
Ooh. Yeah, Chatterfang is looking to control this game.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, that was a top deck.
Interesting. Yeah. Outside of Rog Thras, Chatterfang is going to be obviously where we're going to get the best removal.
Lumra with not enough mana does pass to Brandon.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Just kneecapping the Lumra is an interesting play. Granted, the Lumra still gets...
Hold on. We have a flesh duplicate hitting the field.
Okay.
That is, in fact, a flesh duplicate. We're going to get confirmation from judges real quick to see what that's coming in as. Most likely, it's the Bowmaster.
Yep.
The Bowmaster, it does enter as a copy of Bowmaster, and they do opt to kill Kevin's Bowmaster.
Not a bad play.
No.
If someone's going to have one, it might as well be you, so...
No offense. I think the play there could have been Bowmaster Pact, keep the other green decks in check.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, I will say Brandon might be afraid of Chatterfang.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So...
And respecting the fact that Kevin's Bowmaster can hit your Thras and your Rog.
Right. And do remember, if the Chatterfang has enough mana and there's enough card draw, with their Bowmaster out, they can sacrifice their creature token made by the Bowmaster in between each amassed trigger.
Yes.
So that might be like just huge.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Crop rotation in hand. They're getting Cradle. They didn't want Rog gone.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Because it looked like the map last turn actually had to go get an island to cast the Thrasios.
You do the blue.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Way more interactive of a game than we were expecting.
Oh yeah, no, and honestly, like that should be expected because they mulligan hard.
Oh, they did.
They were all like, we have to be respectful of the fact that there is no good interaction. We've got to dig for our own interaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very impressed with the level of play.
Did they not make the Orc army? The Orc army might have been missed.
Yes.
Question mark?
Let's alert the judges. Because that affects Cradle count right now, which is a really big deal.
Yeah.
We have a finale. It looks like X equals 3.
And Flesh Duplicate, yes, should have time counters on it.
Correct.
I'll also let the judge know.
Yeah, that's going off without a hitch. We have a finale. X equals, I think, 3. We're waiting on clarification from the judge. But oh my gosh, this could be game.
Return of the Wild Speaker is a instant, is it not?
I'm unsure. Let's get a clarification on that card real quick. X equals 4. But if they had the Orc army out, I'm sure they would have gone X equals 5 probably in order to get the Seedborn. So this Orc army.
Return of the Wild Speaker is indeed an instant.
It was the draw.
It was the draw.
Yes, the Return of the Wild Speaker was in fact the draw off of the trigger from Selvala when playing the Dreadnought.
But that
you can still play it in response.
Yeah, you can still play it in response. I'm not sure why they did not. Maybe they. I don't think they did. But yeah, no, that is an interesting question.
Yeah.
I have no answer for that. Maybe they forgot. It happens.
Yeah. They possibly already passed the priority on it beforehand, being unable to do it because it's, we are playing Comp REL.
Yeah, they might have like accidentally stacked it so that they just sacrificed an Endrew and then realized, why did I do that?
Yeah.
It happens.
The amass trigger being missed is massive here because X equals 4 on this finale, and that would have grabbed a Seedborn with 1 extra.
Yeah.
And Earthcraft.
Man, crazy. So we got some talking.
Yes. Spellseeker. Well, X equal to 4. It would throw them off.
I guess to throw them off, yeah. So it's like, what do you get for 3? Obviously, it's Spellseeker or Ewit.
Yeah.
But instead it's, 4.
What is...
Spellseeker is the Lumra player talking about their sacrifice Dreadnought right after they tap Selvala. Yeah, it was a little weird. So we have the Lumra player they're talking about their mana rock, their vault, possibly trying to. They're going to probably try to get it untapped.
Yeah.
Got Pact of Negation off the Spellseeker. Gosh.
We're passing with a Pact of Negation.
Pact as known information. So are they pretending as if they are going to? Well, why is the Pact just chilling out there in the bottom then? Or is it's just revealed information.
It's revealed information, yeah.
Okay.
Scare tactics.
Scare tactics. So are they just like?
We have a Nykthos in play for Selvala.
Devotion to 4 at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, do remember that the Selvala player does have an emergence zone.
Knowing that, it looks like they are passing.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. We are getting something else here.
Card counting and/or.
Oh, no, that's just the front side of Kevin's deck. Sorry, never mind. They are looking through their deck. They're probably looking through now. Yep.
Okay.
Here we go. Got a Bayou.
Got the Bayou.
Yep. Man, Savala is the loaded gun right now at any moment. Gosh.
And there is again a known free counter spell there. So the Selvala's got to go like, all right, do I try to like force it to happen, or do I have backup? What's the best way to try to make any plays happen?
Yeah, and Savala has not found Prowling Serpapod and or Allosaurus Shepherd to make those things uncounterable yet. Obviously, Mindbreak trappable still.
Honestly, the X being 4 for the finale could have been a pivot.
Yep.
It literally could have been, I know that I could get a 4-drop that does something I need, but then they saw the Spell Seeker and went, I'll pivot my search, right?
Go. We did sacrifice the Orc Army Amass token to a tower to get to black. Casting one of our combo pieces needed later on for Chatterfang.
Is there Chatterfang in AP? Looks like it.
Yes, it is.
That is Braid's Arisen Nightmare.
Yep.
So, very good in a Chatterfang deck.
Yeah.
Pretty peak in a Chatterfang deck. Just gotta get a... I mean, of course, you can sacrifice a land here, but definitely...
Which is what they did, yep.
Okay. Which means they have two mana open.
Yeah, they have black-green available on the Bayou and then a colorless from the Emergent Zone.
Yeah, I do not see Emergent Zone getting cracked in order to cast things this turn cycle.
No.
So definitely just keeping mana up.
Yeah. Interesting.
A little bit of talk there.
Yep. Games like these are going to stalemate. We're going to have to talk because any spell is death due to the fact that all we have right now is a Pact of Negation.
Yeah. Everyone seems to have, except for Lumina, of course, a decent number of cards in hand still.
Yep.
Which does mean that Brandon could be bluffing with the Pact and still have other counter magic in hand.
Absolutely. I would like to say we are currently on round 2. Still haven't seen a Ristic.
Still have not seen a Ristic. Granted, we did have 2 Rog Thrasses as well as a Ishtola in round 1.
Yeah.
And didn't see any Ristics. Did we see a Mystic
Nope.
either? No Ristics, no Mystics. And now, obviously, with 3 non-blue decks, we weren't going to see very many of that here either.
Yeah.
Let's see now. Yeah, a lot of think-thonking, a lot of tanking happening.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? If they had the Orc Army, they could have gotten Snap with Spellseeker.
Yep. Yeah, there. Again, I think it was a pivot. I think that Spellseeker was a pivot. Because they realized they had a different line in the middle of it, and it wasn't actually a, forgetfulness on that.
Yeah. That would have won game, though. Snap on Spellseeker would have won the game.
Right. Sam Black literally cast Ristic. But we've not had Sam Black on stream, so we haven't seen a Ristic.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are 500 players here. I am sure there have been Ristic and Mystic Remoras cast in this tournament. We're just talking about what we've seen. Come on, guys.
It'd be kind of funny to gaslight the commentary team. What are you talking about? There's one on board.
What? Huh?
We got some floating colors. We had a Lotus Petal down for Lumra, and we are floating, and it looks like the Lotus Petal was what was got off the Chapter 3 on the Saga. We are cracking everything.
All right.
Oh, 4. What do we have here?
clarification on that. I think that might be a Lord of the Rings card. Not sure.
Yep. I'm gonna tilt my head. Are we seeing a pact on that? Abuela?
Abuela? Okay. Uh-oh.
Alex in the
The
chat.
Wild Hire in the chat. Yeah, it's Tireless Provisioner as Abuela.
Yeah.
La Abuela siempre generosa. Or generosa.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, Tireless Provisioner is
Yep.
hot.
Yep. And I'm going to clarify real quick what is on board here due to the glare. We have a Spellseeker. We have a Flesh duplicate as a Bowmaster. We have a Rograk. We have a Thrasios. And then the one unknown that was played there in the center. Yeah, if they top deck a land, they can jam here, Burrito King. Oh, and is that an Oboro Breeze Collar that we just saw? It is. That is the Oboro Breeze Collar.
So that is the combo.
That is the combo.
So let's see what happens.
Wow.
Will it resolve? Will it happen? Dryad Arbor in center. That makes sense.
Yep. Looks like we may be seeing the win attempt right here with a packed backup.
With a packed backup. That's what I was thinking, was that it was either a bluff to say, like, don't do anything during your turns, or it's obviously just I'm going to go for the win on my turn.
Yeah. And all eyes right now should be on Silvala. Are they going to start flashing things in here?
Yeah.
We see the snap. There it is. Snap was already in hand.
Snap was already in hand. That's why they didn't search it up. That's crazy. All right. All right. Yeah, Lumra cannot do a whole lot in this situation. Yeah, so Silvala is going to want to try, if they can do anything, going to try to do it over the top here, but they have to still fight through at least Pact of Negation.
Yep. And let's see what we got here.
A ton of mana sitting on Brandon's side of the board.
Trying to figure out what that is, if we can get clarification from the judges due to glare. Again, we have a large tournament hall where sadly there is overhanging lights that we are unable to account for. So we are dealing with that. Being in a tournament hall, our next tournament, thankfully, we do have a closed space, but we could only get 3 out of the 4 players visible due to glare. Silvala has been snapped.
Yes, Silvala was snapped because they don't need to snap one of their own creatures. They just can.
Oh, there it is. There's the.
Is that the GGs?
That's the GGs.
Yeah, no one had anything because, like we said, everyone's on like green. Like they don't have interaction, and they know that the pact is there. In fact, didn't even need to use the pact because no one had it. We're
going to be grabbing the player that just won, Brandon Hunt, here in a moment. They're going to be explaining how they won. We're going to go over probably how Talon Gates does win from here.
Yep.
But it makes sense. Lumra, as I was talking about earlier, drew the interaction from the table, got killed. Thras, going second, gets to win after the table has spent their interaction. And that's what I expected going into this.
It was very much, I wouldn't say in the bag, but like all eyes kind of were just on the Rog Thras that entire time. Like, all right, when are you going to go for the combo? And because, again, they are the only blue player, all they have to do is just have a couple pieces of counter magic in hand, and they're fine. They're safe, right? Yeah. So everyone else really needed to have been putting pressure on them and trying to maybe even like do a bit of going for it and table talk with each other to go like, hey, I'm not going to go for the win here, but I'm going to try to draw out hate from the Rog Thras player to make them not have that anymore.
Yeah, so Rograk Thrasios does in fact win with the Cradle, Oboro Breeze Collar, and Talon Gates Madara line.
There was a Fierce in hand revealed off Thras too. Like I said, they probably had backup.
Yep.
So, because I mean that's why why would you go get Pact versus Fierce if you got both of your commanders up? And that's why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Ewit Snapline. Yep, there's so much they could have done. It's
absolutely.
Crazy. So really rough for the other 3 players. It happens. right? I'm not going
Yeah.
to say that they didn't have ways to combat what the Rogthras was doing. It's just like in situations like that, you have got to talk with your opponents, try to make deals, and try to point. Like every piece of interaction has to be pointed very, very precisely.
Yep. Absolutely. There's not much really that can be done at a table like this once the little amount of interaction available is spent.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to be bringing in our winner. I am your caster, Defcat.
And I'm Zeb as well.
Thank you guys for watching on Playing with Power. We'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back to the Steel City Spectacular CDH 20K. I'm here with Brandon Hunt that just won on Rograk Thrasios in a pod with 2 mono green decks as well as a Golgari deck.
Yeah.
How was it looking at your pod, sitting down and seeing that?
It was like seeing the Lumra and seeing the Savala, which I know can both go fast,
Yep.
is very scary when you're trying to do the like mid-range pivot
Yep.
To turbo. It was nice being the only blue deck because I basically can control the entire pace of the game if I wanted to. I don't run a bunch of counters, but I do run enough where it's like, and enough interaction pieces that I can be like, you guys can't really win through whatever you want to do. It was just like my start was slow. I think the Earthcraft is a crazy card when you're playing as many creatures as I am.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it definitely was terrifying because I was like, I might just not get a turn 3.
Yep.
And that's just it.
Yeah.
Seed order matters, so.
It did a lot. And going into it, we thought, okay, the Golgari deck having a Chatterfang that has built-in removal, we expected to see way more of that out of their hand, but then we saw them mold a 4.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah.
The Bowmasters, I was so happy.
Yep.
There was so much other threatening things on the board that I was like, oh, thank everything that there's just too much going on.
Yeah, a God shine down in that moment. And then
exactly.
for a moment, we almost expected, what are we going to see? Maybe a Bowmaster Pact if you didn't have a win in hand, which you did. But without it, maybe a Bowmaster Pact to just keep destroying the 2 mono green lists may have been what was, on your mind. But it sounds like you had the win in hand already.
So I had the Aboro in hand. I just needed more creatures to make it like viable to play.
Yeah.
And the second I saw the Bowmasters, there's no way Aboro's never getting targeted there.
Yeah.
And even if I can win over top, it makes more sense for me because also copying Bone Masters potentially makes more mana in the long term.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
yeah,
it worked out in a way that was weird.
Yep.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought the win line was clean. I thought everything was clean.
Extremely clean, yeah.
I saw people talking about Spellseeker getting Fierce. You can't get Fierce with Spellseeker. Fierce is 3 mana.
Yep.
I needed the creature counter because, I could pay for Pact and still win.
Absolutely.
So it was like
Yeah, and the Talon Gates being in hand too.
So I tutored that with Sowing Microspawn.
That was in the Sowing Microspawn.
Yep.
Okay, we were wondering what that tutor was. Yeah.
It was Talon Gates, and you can't really do anything.
Nope.
Like, it's a cast trigger. They just have to look at you and go, okay.
Okay. Yeah. A big part of playing Rogthras obviously has been looking at all the different lists for it. We are starting to hear about Wrong Side now having Wrong Thras as well, which is, I love the community wanting to do funny stuff. It's always great. But a big portion of Rogthras is being able to slip under the radar by just peeking out all these creatures, having so much, but none of them individually are threatening outside of, say, a Seedborn, right?
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people starting to cut Seedborn just because it does draw in so much hate. It's a great card in Rogfast because you do just explode in mana, but exposing yourself to just one removal piece kind of blowing you out for the turn is very hard. I think Wrong Thras is my personal opinion, is the Breach version.
Yes.
I don't play Breach. I think the deck does so well just doing the Cradle thing that needing Breach is like kind of overkill. If you want it as an option 7, it's fine. But you have so many creatures and so many high impact spells that no one knows when to counter.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay.
And it's hard to know whether or not Breach is good in there just as a value piece individually, just to get back things you want. But for the most part, anything you're doing is creature heavy. And you're so low on needing counter magic. Obviously, most Thrasless aren't running Force and Negation because you're all about protecting your win line, and then any of the card draw you needs in the command zone.
So I don't play the Breach version. I am on 6, just Legendary Green Creature 6.
Yep.
That card has been a house because
Absolutely.
Displacer Kittens, you can have 7 of them. You can have 7 of whatever bombs you want in the deck.
Yep.
And that, to me, is what's the most, important. Is, yes, Breach is good, but there's only 6 interaction spells at a blue table that you have to worry about instead of the 50 that you have to worry about when it's Breach. So I think that's why I like 6 a little bit more.
I believe you, yeah. I think a big portion of it, too, is some people going back into the old Rogsci, Turbo Meta, pre-ban. We talked a lot about having 2 win cons in hand is just as bad as having 2 counter spells in hand, but not when those are 2 creature win cons.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference that people are missing with that. If you jam 1 win con and it's countered, it's very rare there's going to be 2 hard counters at the table.
Yep. And, the creature win cons in the deck aren't a lot. I mean, a Boro just is almost uninteractable. It doesn't matter, what people do. They can try to target it. They can try to get rid of it. And as long as I have enough mana, I can just keep going on top.
Yeah, nothing's going to stop you at that point.
No. And so once I saw where we were, I was like, all right, well, this is my make a window deck. So
yes, it was. Absolutely. And I love that wording for you. Make a window deck. We were shocked to see the Selvala not crack that emergence zone and go for it over you. When we saw the snap, we're like, here it comes. The emergence zone's getting cracked. But we also noticed that obviously the Phyrexian Dreadnought was not sacrificed to draw 12.
So he sacked it in response to, so he drew the 1 card, then made 12 mana.
Yes.
And so it was like, oh, well, that's cool. But you have 3 cards in hand, and then he jumped the gun in Legolas's quick reflex.
Yeah.
Which I feel like shouldn't have happened until either I was pushing or the Lillimer was pushing.
Yeah.
Just because it is such a gotcha card.
Yep.
And being uninteractable is so important. But even with the E zone, he had 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
There was maybe 2 cards that I would have been worried about.
Yep.
But with the Pact and the Fierce,
oh yeah, you were safe.
there was no way that he just gets to,
Try to go over.
try to go over me. And I was like, okay. And then once I saw Bowmasters was gone because he had to sack it because he was scared that I was going to get a Bowmasters, it's like, okay, well, now everybody's shields are down and I just get to play the game I want to. So
absolutely, yeah. And there was no way that we were going to see Lumra go after they were Hellbent as well. I mean, the top deck could have happened, but
even if it did, he didn't have uncounterable Lumra.
No.
And I'm incentivized to just go, okay, I'll show you a Pact. And then he just goes, okay, well, good game, everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. And it definitely had the old feeling like CDH did for a little bit where it felt like the person who goes second always wins.
Yeah.
And seeing that Lumra genuinely wasn't going to probably win the next turn even with Lumra out, seeing it get removed was questionable for us.
So the problem is with Lumra, you can make so many copies of Lumra that it's okay, if he hits 1 land, half the lands in the deck just say copy Lumra or sack Lumra to make another Lumra.
Yeah.
And so it's how much are you going to sit here and risk waiting for Lumra to pop off, right?
Absolutely.
And I think he wasn't comfortable with letting Lumra pop off, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
don't think you wasting the Legolosses like that was good.
Yeah.
But in his defense, Lumra was basically showing win if he was able to sack Lumra. So
that was especially due to the fact that we talked about earlier. It's split second. It's a really important card.
Yeah.
And holding it is a big deal. I don't believe we're going to be seeing what I would like to say off-meta decks really pushing too hard past round 1 and 2, but we do have 2 undefeated Godos currently.
that's sick.
And we watched one of them pod 1 win by duplicating Godo through a blind obedience.
Gross.
And then duplicating it again by running the monk, the mono red monk from
the
Horizons 3, the Prowess monk, and it put molten duplication back into his hand, went back down to 2 life using his Treasonous Ogre, and then the artifact had got untapped it.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, and so
Godo's so cool.
very, yeah, and it feels like we have dedicated pilots here that definitely know their decks.
Yeah.
That even if they're off blue, can push through a lot of things, which is really cool to see. I'm happy to see that. What's different about your Rogthrast list?
I wouldn't say what's like different. A lot of Rog Thrasses play very similar cards.
Yeah. They should. There's so many good card quality.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too, is like card quality for Rog Thrass players is like, wow, we get to play these like really kind of questionable 2-drops that are like, is it worth countering this spell? Is it worth countering this spell? And so you get to keep asking those questions when playing into farm. My favorite pet card right now is oh gosh, what is it? It's split second for it's 2 blue.
Yeah. The one where you get to steal a creature.
You give him a sudden substitution.
Yeah, sudden substitution. Yeah.
Sudden substitution is so good.
We're gonna see more and more split seconds as the year goes on. Like you just have to. Yeah.
And it's so good to just turn any like I don't mind giving up Rograk if I stop your win line.
Yep.
And like, or I don't mind taking your heuristic study and giving you like. All of these things that like that card does, because Thrasios is so good at holding up 4 mana and being inconspicuous about it, that card just kind of shines through as like all right, well, I didn't play around the 4 mana like I should have, and it's just a big scare card.
Yeah, we're seeing it more and more popular in any deck that can get a lot of mana. So any blue deck that's also on Cradle is going to be playing that for the most part. But we're also seeing a lot of people attack at different angles where they're, like you said, they're taking out any of the cards that draw the heat. We're not seeing Seaborn Muses often. And in fact, we didn't even see Heuristic today yet.
Yeah, and I mean, like, obviously in that pod, I would have been the only one with Heuristic Study.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever worth it for me to get it. Like, in the sense, just because, like, Savala's never feeding me cards because they make too much mana.
Yep.
And, like, Lumra's feeding me, like, 1.
Maybe.
If I'm lucky. So, like, I'm never going to keep a hand that's, like, super all-in on Heuristic, especially into that pod.
Yep.
And like maybe into farm and Rogsai and all these other like really
creatures are constantly being shoved.
I'm always gonna try to greed a little bit, get to at least some form of advantage engine. But for the most part, I think like it's hard to justify in that pod specifically going for an advantage engine.
Yeah, I think you definitely kept the correct hand. Was it your first 7 or second?
So that was my 6.
It's your 6.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was an interesting 6, but I'm happy I kept it. The Urza Saga, like, people were like, oh, map, like, what are you going to go get? And I'm like, basic island.
Yeah, I thought, we were like, oh, okay. And then the crop rotation came out, we're like, all right.
Yeah. And I also think the new Tezzeret, one of the best cards in the deck.
We saw that in your list. We were very excited to see it.
It is. I'm sad I didn't get to find it, but it is so spicy.
Yeah.
And I love that card.
Yep.
So.
Grabs keys for your 1 ring after you go get it. It's amazing.
So I use it to get Candelabra.
Yes, absolutely.
That is amazing. I also can get map with it if I need the Cradle. It all just depends.
Both.
Yeah, do everything.
Just do everything.
So yeah,
we saw it a ton yesterday in Vintage. We were doing the Vintage Battle for the Black Lotus yesterday. That was super fun. So we saw a lot of the card. We were excited to see it today. I got one last question for you.
Of course.
How are you enjoying the event?
I think the event is awesome. The fact that it's like a convention mixed with like the big CEDH tournament, I think is fantastic. I think we needed more of this. Like I've gone to a bunch of these big events. I even went to the last Open, or I guess this isn't the Open, but I went to the Open last year in Ohio, and it was cool. There was just not a lot to do outside of just play Magic, be there, and like drain yourself out, like having to think so hard. But I will say, I love the convention idea of having like, hey, we're going to bring on creators. We're going to bring all these like places. And I think that's like what it should be about. So
we got an artist alley. We got 14 vendors.
Yeah.
We actually have on-site food.
Which is insane.
In a very well air-conditioned area, by the way.
Yeah.
It feels great in here.
It's not too cold. It's not too hot. You're not sweating. You're not freezing. A lot of the times, these types of convention centers can get real cold, real fast.
Very.
So, especially when you're on like this type of tiling and everything. So, always tell people to bring sweaters and stuff. But
all walkable from all the easy, accessible hotels, all that. Yeah, very good venue. We're really thankful for it. Guys, this has been an interview with Brandon Hunt on his win for Rockcross in round 2. I am your commentator, DevCat, and we'll be back with more after the break, waiting for the next round.